Okay, in this video we're going to go through a quick setup for squats. So I'm going to have my mom go ahead and approach the bar. She's going to set her hands on the bar. And then the first thing she's going to do is step back, and we're going to have her lean forward a little bit. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to try to prep the back to hold the bar correctly. So when she has her distance from the bar, she now wants to squeeze in between her shoulder blades. And then she's going to dip under the bar, and as she does, she flexes and squeezes her lats. So now, as she's under the bar, she has these muscles nice and tight. She has these muscles nice and tight. And then the next cue we have is, I'm going to back up here a little bit so you can see, is as she pushes up into the bar a little bit, she's not going to unrack it, she's just going to push into the bar to feel the weight of the bar. She's going to pull the bar down onto herself. So, and again, that further contracts these muscles. And then she's going to have a sense of kind of pulling her hands back. So she's going to pull the bar back. And that's going to further contract these. So we have the middle of the back tight, and then we have our lats tight. So now that she has that set up, I'm going to go ahead and have her step back. So she's going to unrack the bar by squeezing her butt, and that way we load the hips correctly rather than the quads. Then in this position, she's going to stand there for a second while I'm coaching. So the first things we do to get our lower body ready for the squat is she's going to push her big toes down into the ground. What that does is that ensures that our foot is going to be full contact with the ground. Then she's going to go ahead and rotate her knees slightly outward. So what she's going to do is I'll have her go ahead and rotate her knee inward a little bit and then rotate back out. So that she's going to be rotating outward. That properly engages the muscles in the hips. And then from there she's going to try to split the floor apart. So as if she's standing on two pieces of rug, she's going to try to split the floor apart, and that further engages the hips. So now her lower body is fully braced and ready for the weight. The next thing she's going to do is she's going to flex her pelvic floor muscles as if she's trying to stop herself from peeing. So we always say hold your pee. So she does that, and that braces the bottom of the ab wall. So now she's going to take a big air and brace nice and tight. Then she's going to go ahead and tilt by pushing her butt back to get the proper tilt she wants in her upper back. When she's ready, she'll split the floor and squat down, then push back up. Good, and then she'll walk the bar in. So I had her hold that forever, but that looked pretty good. Okay, so here's a drill we did to help her learn how to pull back on the bar. So she's mimicking her hand position in a squat. So how she would have the bar. And we had talked about where you pull the bar down onto you, and then you also pull it back. So the idea of pulling back is it braces all of these muscles across here. That helps to keep your chest up and your upper back from rounding in a squat. So this is an exercise you would do to simulate what that feels like so you can better understand it under the barbell. Cool? Okay, so we're going to watch my mom just do a rep here, and I'm going to talk some. So the setup and everything that we use is going to change a little bit per person. So if people have different shin lengths to femur lengths to torso lengths, it'll depend on whether they use like a flat shoe or whether they want to use like an Olympic lifting shoe that has like a heel raised to it. And then also where the bar is placed in your back, whether you're doing a high bar or a low bar, will depend on your torso length compared to your femur. So that all of that stuff kind of comes into play eventually, but the setup that we use is a pretty good place to start. And the reason why we like it is it uses the hips, quads, glutes, and hamstrings, and lower back all about equal. So that's our main goal, is to even out the muscle usage. Okay, so another thing that we'll kind of talk about with this is for most of the people I work with, I teach them to mimic the upper body tilt that they'll have during their squat. So you'll see when she unracks and steps back, she'll get her hips and everything set in the lower body, and you'll see the angle that her torso is at. There's a slight forward angle. Part of our setup is going to be her pushing her hips back while still maintaining the bar over the midfoot, so the center of gravity. So she comes up and you can see the angle that her torso is at. It stayed relatively the same throughout the set, throughout the rep, and that's our main goal. Okay, so going back to the topic of trying to get the right kind of upper body torso angle, is the reason why we want to have that relatively consistent throughout the set is so that way as she descends into the bottom of the squat, she doesn't have her body slowly tilting forward, which can then kick the gravity of the bar forward into her toes and cause the squat to turn into a good morning. So you'll see as she squats down, her torso angle stays about the same. So she gets herself braced, she kicks the butt back, then she squats down and up. So by already having her torso angle at the angle that she's going to squat in, it prevents her from feeling like she's getting thrown forward into her toes. Another point of topic we have is going to be using a belt. So you can see we're at a decent weight now, so we can go ahead and throw the belt on for my mom. And we throw this on around 70% of your run rate max, so you can work on using it. And our goal when we breathe and brace into a belt is to breathe and brace into the sides of the belt. So you want to puff your midsection out sideways, not forward. If you puff your midsection forward, that tends to kink your lower back, and you'll be overarched in your lower back. So her goal when she takes a big breath is to push outward into the sides of the belt. And that gives her a nice internal pressure in her torso, and that gives her more stability so she can handle it in case she gets tilted forward in the bottom of a squat, which she just did. So she did a great job.